Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I had an interesting day. Another interesting day. I was talking to a friend about my day, and it's an interesting day. But let's get into it tonight, man. Let's go about tonight's topic. Let's get started. Team Money is about to fall asleep on us if we don't. Team Money, where you at? Welcome. So, I'm going to talk about failure tonight. You know, failure is an interesting word. I think it's a really interesting word. I think about that word because I've had a lot of experiences in my life that people would probably qualify them as failures. You know, there's a whole bunch. But I think about that word often actually, and I try to dissect it and kind of just figure it out. But it's one of those words. But you know, it's interesting because it's just like for most, what I've noticed is that they either just the word failure or the concept, it really scares people. So some just don't take any action of any kind just because of that whole concept of failure, right? And then and some people just don't take action because they just afraid of failure, right? They're afraid of it, right? I've so been. Listen. This is not new to me. What I'm sharing with you, I've experienced. I've gone through. So, but you know, some failures though, at certain times in our lives, they seem not noticeable. I'll give you an example. When you were a kid, and probably don't remember this, but once I share it with you, you probably will be like, ah, yeah. When you were a kid and you were a baby and you were just learning how to walk, most likely you got up and most likely you probably didn't do too well. It's not like you became a Forrest Gump right off the bat. You know what I mean? You didn't get up and like, that's not what happened. You know what I mean? You got up, boom, you fell flat on your face. You hit your head against the table, against the couch. I think that's kind of what I did. You know, and then everybody's like cheering you on, you know, like, come on, bang your head one more time against the table. It's like, what? Right? Like everybody's cheering you on. Go, get up. Yes. They even make phone calls to other like friends and family. Oh my God, little Sean took his little first step. I mean, am I lying? That's probably what happened to you. I mean, I wasn't there, but you don't probably remember, but probably like I'm pretty close, right? So it's not like you walked a couple times and you're like, you know what? This whole walking thing, it's not for me. I'm just gonna crawl for the rest of my life. Ooh, look at Team Money dropping like wisdom in the middle of the night. Failure is not a result of a failed attempt. I like that. Failure is not attempting at all, right? So, and back in the day, everybody's like cheering you on, getting, you know. Let's fast forward now. How many things scare you without even like knowing about it? How many things have like blocked you just because of this whole concept? I can't even call it a word, like the whole concept of failure, right? Now, I want to share with you 3 ways to change your perspective around failure And so you can embrace it as a learning, right? This is by one of my favorite speakers. Her name is Shadi, and oh my goodness, how can I forget her name? But she is she's amazing at breaking down some concepts. So this is I was studying today, and I ran into her clip, and I love the stuff she shares. So 3 ways to change your perspective around failure so that it actually works for you, not against you, right? Number 1, I love this. This is actually awesome. Number 1 is awesome. Number 1, instead of only tracking success, track the effort applied even if it didn't work out. Feel me? Instead of only tracking success, track the effort applied even if it didn't work out. Make the process meaningful. Laurent, how are you, my friend? Celebrate your discipline. I love that. The fact that you're disciplined, the fact that you keep showing up, the fact that you don't let failure stop you, the fact that you don't only track success and you actually track your efforts as well. All that. Celebrate that. Celebrate your discipline. I love that. Okay. Number 2. Oh, this is so good. When next fail, immediately record answers to these 2 questions. Okay. The next time you fail, immediately write down, ask these 2 questions from yourself, and then write down the answers. Number 1, what did the experience teach me? I mean, you just don't, like, listen, if you get up and you ride the bicycle and you fall and this and that, you learn a couple of different ways that you probably shouldn't do that, right? What did you learn from that experience? And number 2 is, and how will it shape your decision making, your thinking, and your actions going forward? Oh, that's so good. Based on what you learned through the experience, now what are you going to do? How is that going to affect your thinking, your decision making? Listen, if you're going on a bike and you're hitting bumpy road and it's your first time and that's not a good thing, you probably are going to be more careful next time or not go, right? And number 3 way to change your perspective around failure so it actually works for you, not against you, is, oh, I love this too, don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer in silence, which means share your experience. I talk about this all the time. Stories are meant to be shared, not stored, right? Share your experience. You'll find that others likely have similar experiences, and you can learn how they worked through their challenges. And you can duplicate that in your own life. Isn't that how we learn through other people's stories? That's the whole idea, right? You go through your life experiences, you go through your challenges. I've talked about this so many times. You go through your challenges, you go through your obstacles, not for you to like shelf that up, store it, and put it aside. No, you went through that, you made it through for a reason. Now you got to talk about that stuff to other people who are going through that stuff. Right? So, 3 ways to change your perspective around failure so it actually works for you, not against you. One is, instead of tracking your success only, track also the effort applied. Two, the next time you fail, immediately ask yourself these two questions and give them an answer quick. What did the experience teach me? And how will it shape my decision making, my thinking going forward? And number three, don't suffer in silence. Share your experience. Hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys. Some of you send me texts and chats constantly, and keep an eye on me and make sure that I'm okay. And I so appreciate that. I can't put it into words. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. And I appreciate that. Hopefully, like I said, you got some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people, share it on your, you know what you got to do. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.